Thunder trying to get back to the finals. Spurs trying to get there for the first time in 12 years. Hit to Keldon Johnson. Banks that three. Got another one. And the champs are on the ropes in the fourth quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander turns from the elbow for two. Thunder trying to keep their season alive. Hartenstein blocked by Kornet. It's Wemby's West. The Spurs are going to the NBA Finals.
We want 4 more. We're not done. Go Spurs, go!
Joined now by De'Aaron. It started tracking player minutes in 1951. Since then, the Spurs are the second youngest team to reach the finals. San Antonio's average age is 25 years and 20 days. Only the 1977 Blazers were younger then, but wouldn't you know it, they were old enough to win the chip.
So let's talk about the young boys on the San Antonio side with Big Perk joining us here on Sports Center. Wemby, we run out of adjectives, bruh. Puts up 22, leads the Spurs to a win. What else can we say about the alien at this point now that he's led this team to the finals?
I mean, Wemby is the best thing that happened to the NBA since LeBron James in 2003, real talk. And he checked all the boxes. Number one, he's box office, so he's going to put butts in the seats. He's the ultimate competitor on both ends of the floor, and what a beautiful performance throughout the whole course of this conference finals and the playoffs to get his team to the NBA Finals. I can't speak on his leadership enough on what he's brought to the table, embodying the rest of his young squad, being a true leader, and trusting his teammates. The Spurs on the road in a tough environment, they had 7 guys in double figures tonight. And when you look at what Wembanyama did after the game, you saw his emotions. He wanted. We heard him talk about how he wanted to participate in the dunk contest, how he wanted to win the MVP, how he made the All-Star game great again. And now all of a sudden we're watching this young man embrace everything about the league and especially headed to the NBA Finals for his first time.
It's an ascension unlike any other, quite frankly. We heard De'Aaron Fox say earlier that he set the tone in this game by putting Chet on a poster and potentially on the back of a milk carton by game's end. So SGA gives you 35. You don't get a whole lot from anybody else. Where do we assign blame, I guess, when it comes to the Thunder side of this equation?
And Chet Holmgren, we're talking about a guy that was a first-time All-Star this year and made third-team All-NBA and was a complete no-show, not just in Game 7, all throughout the course of this series. And Wemby straight up not only pumped him, but he took his heart. He snatched his soul. Chet Holmgren was scared to compete. And now Sam Presti, he have real business decisions to make when it comes to Chet Holmgren. This is not an overreaction. This is facts. Wembanyama is not going anywhere. He's going to be here. With that being said, you got to find somebody that's going to be that dude, especially if you don't know, at times injuries happen. We saw J-Dub being out. But you got to go find a guy like a Giannis Antetokounmpo that's going to come in and move the needle and be able to go toe-to-toe at some capacity with Wembanyama because Chet Holmgren ain't it.
Giannis on the Thunder is insane, but it feels like that's the measure you're going to have to go when you got the alien on the other side of this equation when you meet him in the Western Conference Finals. Perk, we appreciate it as always.
A lot of poise, a lot of courage, big-time shots from shot makers that you wouldn't expect to operate in the Game 7 considering their youth. Wembanyama, big-time shots. De'Aaron Fox, a big-time shot. Champagnie coming off the bench to give you 20 actually started. I mean, you just look at what they was doing here. He's had 20 points. He showed up and delivered. Dylan Harper showed up and delivered. It was just a collective effort. 7 players scoring in double figures for the San Antonio Spurs. They didn't sit around and play the role of spectator as Victor Wembanyama did his thing. No, they knew he would need help, and they stepped up and they delivered in the Game 7. It helped that Jalen Williams and obviously A.J. Mitchell wasn't available for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But in the end, in the Game 7 on the road, considering the youth that exists on this San Antonio Spurs team, you got to give them a boatload of credit for doing what they did tonight. They really, really looked good. They stepped up and they showed that they were made for the moment. And you got to give them their props. It was really impressive.
for the Thunder, that they're definitely got tested. And unfortunately, they fall on the losing side of this here equation. Their chance at repeating ends in the conference finals for them. So what was different about this year's postseason run for OKC?
Well, the fact of the matter is you didn't have Jalen Williams, J-Dub, the backcourt mate of Gilgeous-Alexander for pretty much all of these playoffs. He really only played in about 3 games. He wasn't really, I'm talking about this entire postseason. He wasn't that effective. Shai Gilgeous shows up, he gives you 35, and he has virtually no help. Alex Caruso only hit 3 or 14 shots. And Chet Holmgren was such a no-show that they sent an APB out for him during the game. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. It was an awful no-show on his part to just attempt about a couple of shots for the game, knowing that Victor Wembanyama, a nemesis on a prep level for this man, was out there doing his thing. It is a real indictment against Chet Holmgren and the no-show that he was in tonight's game. And as a result, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Oklahoma City Thunder, rife with picks from now through 2032, I believe it's like 13 first-round picks and 16 second-round picks they have as draft capital at their disposal. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they were looking in a different direction, looking to move Chet Holmgren to get somebody that could help offensively on that front line, because Victor Wembanyama is not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. He's going to be around a long time. And if you want to capture another championship in Oklahoma City, you got to deal with that man.
I don't know if there's any amount of help that's going to save you from a brother that's 7'4", hitting crossovers and step-back threes in the midst of a Game 7. So, Stephen A., we appreciate it. We're going to spin this thing forward and see how they're going to do against those Knicks later on. Stick with us, please.
Fox, De'Aaron, first of all, congratulations on the win. This one a closer contest than a few others in the series. What was it like closing out the game in the fourth quarter of Game 7 and knowing you guys are Western Conference champs?
It feels great. It feels great. This is just another stepping stone to the ultimate goal that we want, but we're going to enjoy it tonight, and tomorrow, got to start thinking about the Knicks.
You talk about the ultimate goal. When you arrived in San Antonio, the goal was to compete for championships. You're now heading to your very first career NBA Finals. What does this moment mean for you personally?
It's great. It's great. I think, I've been through so much in my career, and being able to come here and kind of immediately compete for a championship. We knew that we had the talent. And, everybody talk about, do we have the experience? Obviously Mitch was the first-year coach. Does he have the experience? All these things. But I think B. Wright and the organization built a great coaching staff. They put together a great group of guys, talented group of guys. And I think we show resilience, especially having to come here for a Game 7, probably one of the loudest arenas that I've played in my life, and coming through with a win. It feels great being able to go to the finals. You
got a lot of talent, but also a lot of youth. As you mentioned, Mitch, a first-year coach, a lot of youth on this team. This is one of the youngest teams in the association. As a veteran and that veteran presence in the locker room, how do you kind of navigate keeping everyone together through these moments, whether it's a Game 7 on the road or a long journey to get to this place where you're at now?
Just trying to keep guys calm. We have a bunch of pit bulls and bulldogs back there that are just ready to go. And a lot of times my job is to just make sure we're stable, because, a game can get out of control and out of hand, obviously, quickly. But I think that's my job whenever I'm in there, especially with Dylan and Steph. They have the utmost talent, they have the size, they have the athleticism. Sometimes they just got to be calmed down, and they're able to do their job.
When you say talent, size, and athleticism, I can't not think about Wemby's dunk on Chet in this game. You were right there. I got to know what your perception of that moment was.
That was early on, and I think that's one of the things that kind of set the tone. We're not always trying to go around guys. Sometimes you got to be able to go through somebody's chest, and he did that, I think, like the first 3 minutes of the game, and that set the tone for the game, and we tried to ride that wave throughout it.
Now, the game obviously just ended, but of course, as you mentioned, Spurs going on to face the Knicks in the NBA Finals. You guys are hosting Game 1 in front of your home crowd. What are your early anticipations of this series?
I think it's going to be rocking. It's funny enough, I've actually been to a Spurs Finals game when they played Miami in 13 or 14, one of those years. So I kind of know, I know that it's going to be loud, and this city has been, waiting to be back at the top of the mountain. So we're trying to get there.
Swipe us back. De'Aaron Fox, thanks so much for taking the time, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Now, the NBA